This is my first YouTube live. I really wish it was under better circumstances, but here we are. I'm sure your world has been rocked as well, and I've really been finding comfort in yoga, and so I wanted to share this de-stress yoga with you, as well as at the end I've been finding comfort in the garden as well, and so that's my garden behind me there, and I thought I'd take you for a tour. I know some of you are in lockdown or forced home retreat already, and it must be really tough. I see some of you just in apartments, and I'm so lucky if we're not in lockdown yet, but if I do, then I just get this garden. So you'll probably see a whole lot more of this garden. Please stay till the end. I know I do yoga practices at home as well on video, and I just find that I get distracted by the phone or the dishes or something, but we've got all the time in the world. So please stay to the end and get the juiciness of Shavasana, because that's where the real immune strengthening takes place. Plus I'll take you on a tour. So what you can do is get started. We'll get started at the back of the mat, and I really wanted to focus on stretching out the muscles of the body that get tight from all this adrenaline we've got coursing through the body. So that's our quads, our hamstrings, our jaw, but it's also our gaze. So right now, practice the drishti. Oh, I didn't check. Can you actually hear me? I'm sure you can. We'll just go. So practicing a drishti, so holding the hands out in front, and when we're in adrenaline, fight or flight, our eyes get very focused and one-pointed, but instead we want to go into that diffuse vision of drishti. So just start to separate the thumbs out and stay looking at that point where the thumbs were, but hold the hands out and start to see in this a bit of a V shape, and start to wiggle the fingers so that you can see the fingers there, and start to take in the periphery as well. So keeping a drishti through this whole practice, keeping the eyes open and soft is going to be really valuable. So drishti, a massive part of it. Let's inhale and sweep the arms all the way up overhead, and exhaling down through the center, really honoring yourself for showing up for this practice today. Inhaling, sweeping out and up, and exhaling. Just that beautiful centering that yoga brings when we can be pulled in so many directions at the moment. Let's just center, find that midline and remain centered, yet in that diffuse open awareness. Inhale the arms up again, and as you exhale this time, forward fold. Lift halfway up and lengthen through the spine, and exhale, just start to greet those hamstrings, maybe giving them a little massage there and seeing how they're doing this morning. You can then plant the hands and walk yourself forward into downward facing dog for a moment, and then forward into a plank. So either plank or knees on the floor. I will be giving you plenty of variations. A block could be handy too. And then coming yourself down onto the earth and pillow the hands. Rest the forehead onto the hands. I can't do it because of my microphone, but we'll work with the breath to inhale and lift, keeping the forehead on the hands, lifting head, chest, legs and arms, and exhaling to lower back down. And then inhaling to lift again, maybe opening the arms out to the side and open the legs out to the side. And then exhaling and pillowing once again. And just continue on like this. Inhale to open out and expand. And so what I'm wanting for you to experience here is the ebb and flow of life, the expansion and then contraction. condensing back in. It's also the the equinox today. There's this natural turning. The expansion of summer turns into the condensing in of winter. Just keep going a couple more times. I know we were just in Tenterfield in one of the fire-ravaged areas, and all of the new growth. It's just incredible. So know that out of crisis comes growth. And so we can trust in that process as well. Okay, rise up just to hands and knees. Extend back into extended child, an active child's pose for a moment. And then you can press yourself back into downward facing dog. So I've got a continuous flow for you. You can inhale the right leg to the sky. And with your exhale, stepping forward, drop the back knee down. Inhaling and sweeping the arms up, palms touch. And exhaling back down. Inhale back into downward facing dog. And exhale, start to ground the heels into the earth. Inhale, stretching the left leg to the sky. And exhaling, stepping forward and dropping the back knee down. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Nice, slow, steady movements. So we're looking to reset the nervous system into this relaxation. So we inhale to down dog, exhale, heels down. Add in a tiger curl. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale and tiger curl. Inhale to stretch up and back. And exhaling the foot forward. Drop the back knee down. Inhale. And exhaling. Inhale into your downward facing. Exhale, heels to the earth. Inhale, left leg lifts. And then tiger curl, rounding. Come all the way forward like a plank. Inhale smoothly. So when we move smoothly, it nourishes the nervous system. Inhaling up. So each time we're just going to add one pose on, and this repetition will be wonderfully nourishing for us as well. Inhale, right leg lifts, tiger curl, smooth fluid movements, and being aware of your movements as well. As you take the arms up, feel the palms touching each other. So we're adding in the left hand to the floor and going into a twist, opening out. Just lean back for a moment and step out of that contraction and into an expansion phase. Expand through the fingertips. And then exhaling the hand down. Inhale back into your downward facing. Exhale, grounding the heels. Inhaling, left leg lift, tiger curl. So adding the twist in now. And crescent pose, Anjaneyasana. Inhale up and exhaling the hand to the earth and starting to twist yourself around here. Again, go for a little back bend, opening out. Feeling of safety, like everything's going to be okay. And then release and touch down. Inhale back into your downward facing, maybe lift through the heels and exhale, grounding the heels more deliberately. Inhaling, right leg lifts, so adding in a quad stretch here. Keep the left forearm squeezing in. Exhale, tiger curl. Inhale, up and back, and step it through. Inhaling and taking the arms up. Exhale into your twist. Take an inhale again, invite that expansion. And then as you exhale, reach back for the back foot, which you may or may not be able to reach. It would be totally fine to stay here or use a towel or something to catch hold. And draw the heel to the buttock while kicking the foot away as well. So you might be surprised at how tight your quads are. That's adrenaline for you. You can then release and step back. Inhale, let's have the heels high. Exhale and grounding through the heels. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, tiger curl. So the thing is about all of this situation is that we can't actually expend any of this wound up energy. So it just is coming out in unrest in all sorts of ways. So we as yogis, so we can reach back and catch hold, we as yogis have the opportunity to unravel that tight energy, heel to the buttock while kicking the foot away. So adrenaline primes us to act, to either fight or flee, but in this situation we can't do a damn thing. So the energy just gets wound up in our body. So we need to stretch it out, hence my being here. So lift the heels high and you being here as well. Thanks for being with me. Then you connecting, Inhale, right leg lifts, and exhale, traveling forward. So this time we're going to be launching forward. So we've kind of warmed up now. It's all the same moves, but now with the back leg straight. Inhale to lift, exhale into the twist. Take an inhale, expand and open. And as you exhale, just go hand onto the hip. So this is where you could use your block if you wanted to, launching forward and reaching back for the back foot. But rather than it being a lift, think about it as more of a forward fold. So folding in, folding in. Hamstrings also tend to get primed, ready for action, but don't have anywhere to go. So we'll be stretching them too. Let's step back and inhale into downward facing, lifting through the heels. Exhale, grounding the heels. And then left leg, inhaling. And exhale, tiger curl. So your body knows the movements. It should be soothing to have this repetition. Inhale, slowly up, and exhale into the twist. Then releasing the hand onto the hip, launching forward, and go heel to buttock, and going towards a forward fold again. Lifting through the knee, lifting and opening. And then bend into the standing leg, release without any slingshot and stepping back. Inhale, lifting through the heels, exhale, and grounding. And going again, so we keep adding on. Inhale, right leg lifts, tiger curl. Crescent pose. So coming into adding on a bit of a balance pose here. So taking the hand onto the hip and then launching, catch hold. And if you're able to, then kicking back and rising up towards Nattarajasana. Yeah, so it looks like I'm in the forest. There's a road just there though. Coming knee into the chest and then taking the other arm back. And then from here you can release and touch down. Inhale to sweep the arms up, exhale down through the center. Just pause for a moment. Enjoying how this feels, that wound up energy, that wound up stress that we've released and replaced with a sense of openness. How wonderful. Inhaling, moving through a Surya Namaskar A to get to down dog. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, step yourself back and into plank pose, finding your connecting vinyasa. So you could go chaturanga to up dog. I'm a fan of cobra. And exhaling down. Rise up through your full or half push-up and back into downward facing. And then left leg, inhale. Exhale, curl. Nothing else going on. Just feeling the sensation. The mat beneath your hands. Inhale, the brush of the air on the skin. And exhaling. Go hand onto the lower back and launching forward. So this time, instead of the forward fold, we're lifting, and just be gentle with yourself if your balance is a little crap at the moment. I wonder why. Entirely possible to feel a little rattled at the moment, so no problem. Bring the knee up into the chest and dialing the top arm around. And then release and touch down. So next time when we come back, you can extend the leg out. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway up. And then plant the hands, step back, plank pose, connecting vinyasa, maybe your chaturanga to up dog. If you're doing that, please do the little slide back. I'm sure I have a tutorial on that somewhere. So downward facing. Keep adding on. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, tiger curl. You know where you're going, but there's just no hurry about it. Inhale to lift. Exhale to twist. Hand onto the back and launching. Catch hold through your Natarajasana, and again, if you wanted to, now straightening the leg out, which I'm not going to do. So I think it's important for our practice to be a maintenance practice at the moment. Just take the pinky toes to touch and going into forward fold here. So rather than thinking about massive leaps and gains in our practice, really just using it as a maintenance, support for both body and mind at the moment, to nourish ourselves rather than be hard on ourselves, so that we can also be pillars of society for those of us who are still able to go out into society, to just radiate calm. Let's come on up, either reverse swan dive or spinal roll. Bring the knee back up and then step back, short stance, and make sure you've got your feet hip width apart. So let's take the right arm back, left arm, so I'm just turning this way so you can see. Left hand holds the head and stretch out the neck and shoulders, which can tend to cop it as well. And then release and come into a reverse namaste, or holding onto wrists or elbows. Again, not a time to be hard on yourself, but a time to be tender and nourishing. But that doesn't mean necessarily sitting on the couch and eating potato chips, but rather taking the most nourishing, supportive choices in every moment. Okay, let's release out of that and step back, downward facing, and moving into the left side. Actually, it could be good to do a palate cleanser, connecting vinyasa. Downward facing, and then left leg lifts, tiger curl. And into the twist. Trust your body, it knows where to go. Launching forward, catching hold, lifting. Remember, you've got the option to straighten the leg out here. It's not for me, but you go for it. And then coming back up through center, cross the legs over, touch the pinky toes and inhale to reach. So our legs are crossed like that. It's quite a deep hamstring stretch. So use your block or a book. Does anyone have books anymore? Hopefully you do. And folding yourself in. Separating the jaw, the teeth, maybe in this quiet, private place, you can do like a big yawn stretch through your mouth. Letting all that tension go. And then rising up, knee back up into the chest and stepping back into your pyramid pose prep. So we need to take the left arm under, behind, and the right hand holds the head, just stretching out through the neck and shoulders there. And again, separating the teeth could be a good idea too. Release the arms and come into a reverse namaste. Press the palms together. Move the elbows back and lift the chest. Again, that moment of expansion, remembering those moments of expansion instead of the constant contraction that we're in right now. And inviting that expansion into the hamstrings. Expansion between the back teeth and that soft gaze, that expansion out to the periphery here. And then let's release and plant down, step back, coming into downward facing. Again, you could take a connecting vinyasa or feel free to take child's pose. In fact, we're all going to come into child's pose for a moment. I'm going to take you through a little mellow sequence and then we'll pick up again. So remember what I said about sticking around to the end. Namaste. All right, so Anahatasana for a moment. Be up on fingertips and then melting the chest down towards the floor. Good idea to have the forehead resting onto the earth. So here you want the armpits lifting, but then your heart just bonding to the earth. And I tell you, I've really found solace in connecting to the earth and just being on the earth and being in nature, because her calm at the moment is awe-inspiring. All right, so come back up to hands and knees. We'll inhale the right arm to the sky and exhale the right arm across the body. So we're just going to take that same Anahatasana shape, but now with the right arm across. So you should be feeling a stretch, hopefully in between the shoulder blades, and that can bring you into a feeling of opening at the back of the heart. Again, this closing down that can, as we have seen, so quickly happen, but the yogis know to open and expand. So let's do that here. And then reach back with your, for your left foot with the right hand and kicking the foot back. And again, that quad opening, driving the heel up towards the sky. Then release and bring the knee into the chest and touch the foot down. So heel aligns with the left heel aligns with the right knee, and then inhaling and lifting and creating that opening through the quad again. So then from here, return back to your hands and knees, lift the leg, and you can pivot the foot over to the right foot over to the right, and then catching hold of the Same foot, same hand, so left hand, left foot. And again, just that commitment to open, to expand, to release, to surrender. Gorgeous. All right, coming back and back into this quad opening again, and lifting and opening here. And then returning back to hands and knees. Same flow, second side. Inhaling, left arm to the sky. Exhale across the body. So remember, you're doing this Anahatasana shape, yet having the left arm across the body now. And going into that opening, that prying open the back of the heart, so that your shoulder blades, which are probably feeling quite tense and frozen as well, they can start to defrost and create some space at the back of the heart. This space is possibilities. All right, so inhale and take the left arm up, and we reach back for the opposite foot, kicking the foot back. Isn't my garden beautiful? I really am in suburbia. Can you hear everyone? All right, releasing down and touching the foot to the floor. So we've got right heel aligns with left knee, and then again, open through the quads. Quads are really the main charging muscle in the fight or flight. So coming and taking the leg back, this time catching hold, same hand, same foot. So in a moment we're going to do this same flow, but you may have guessed, with this bottom leg straight and kicking and opening. So this is like Ardha Chandrasana or Chopasana. So come along for the ride. Again, just being gentle with yourself, adapting the poses, adapting your practice as you need to. And definitely giving yourself that encouragement. We're really calling on our own strengths and powers here to get through this. And maybe to open into, again, that possibility and that growth, that new reconfiguring of society. Sorry, I'm just on a rant. You can do some cat's breath. All right, so here we go. You can press yourself back into downward facing and inhale the right leg to the sky. So for now, keep the right leg straight and open the pelvis, looking under that right underarm, but without dumping into the left armpit or shoulder. Keep the left forearm hugging in for support, supporting each other. And then coming forward, knee into the chest and stepping forward. Inhale and taking the arms up. So it's kind of from our flow from before. Exhale, tip forward and launching yourself forward. So from winged warrior to Virabhadrasana 3, and you could stay here or use the hands on a block, or if you're able to, reach back with one or both hands. So it's like a dancer pose, I guess, but with the torso parallel to the floor. And then releasing, stepping back smoothly, fluidly, lifting that leg up and back, three-legged dog. I can't say one-legged dog, it's too mean. All right, so then lifting here and into your Ardha Chandrasana as you walk the hands back. And then coming into that Chopasana shape, so catching hold and spinning the chest, maybe looking up. And then from here, release and walking forward, knee into the chest, pigeon pose. So I know I said about 45 minutes, but we might be 50. what else have you got going on, really? So pigeon pose may or may not be appropriate. If it is causing pain in your knee, then you could take this threading the needle pose, which is actually what I'm going to do. And again, just this invitation to open, sending the inhale into the area of tightness, and with kindness, with care, with great awareness, allowing a spaciousness as you soften, maybe through feeling safe. You could use your exhales to release the breath out, release the tightness out, like breathing out dark smoke, just letting go of anything that is obstructing. And then coming on up. So going into another quad opening. I know there's been a lot. You can't really see, can you? But ideally this half virasana shape and then lying back. Or what you could do is this, you take the right leg back and into this like a crossed leg shape, and then the knee comes into the chest. If you're new to yoga, it will possibly make no sense to you at all, but you have plenty of time to work on your yoga practice, so isn't that good? What are you up to on your home retreat? So let's come on up and then just take a few circles, this Sufi circles from crossed legs, circling the torso around. And circling back the other way. So for me, I'm finding that it's hard to just sit there and meditate, but I find that the yoga practice is really, it primes my body and mind so that I can actually find some stillness. So just take a little moment here, a few moments of meditation. And it's an open awareness meditation. So like the blue sky, this gorgeous blue sky behind me. So the backdrop of the blue sky is always there, ever present, peaceful and calm. Yet storms move through, clouds move through, full-blown weather systems move through, but the sky is untouched. So right now, just allow your awareness to, rather than focus on the clouds, focus on that, or thoughts is what the analogy, is to focus on the peace between the thoughts, behind the thoughts. Blessings to the people on the plane. I don't know if you can hear all these things. My neighborhood, yes. Blessings to all the people, all the world. All right. We need to repeat that on the other side, but it's feeling pretty good right now. So let's plant the hands and step back into your downward facing dog. You can inhale the left leg to the sky. And for now, just focus on opening out and that deliberate expansion. So ground down from the right palm to the left toes and find that expansion, find that opening. And then coming forward, knee into the chest, stepping through, and inhale up into your crescent position. Exhale, winged warrior. Inhale, find Virabhadrasana 3 in a kind, compassionate way. So kind doesn't always mean easy, but it's there for you. And reaching back, and kind doesn't always mean the hardest thing either. So it's a delicate thing that we need to be focusing on at the moment, is extending great kindness to ourselves and of course out to others. So then releasing and planting the hands and stepping back into your three-legged dog. I just realized we missed a pose of hamstring opening, no problem. Walking back and coming into your Ardha Chandrasana position here. So maybe catching hold of the back foot and kicking the foot back and chest open. And then releasing smoothly out of that and coming around into your pigeon pose. Remember, you've got the threading the needle position if you wanted to, and folding yourself forward. And finding rest here. Finding a sanctuary that you can retreat to. Maybe it's via the breath. Maybe it's via just changing your mindset or your awareness. Encouraging the opening to happen in a soft and nourishing way. Be nurtured. Be nurturing to yourself. Let's take 2 more moments here. Separating the teeth. Again, that softness even around the eyes. So all the expression lines around the eyes, let them become soft. And then you can make your way up and we go into this quad stretch again. So you're either in the half virasana shape or this cross leg shape. I'm going to do the easier option. And again, so as we prepare to move towards Shavasana, then just allowing all the dust to settle. So like a snow globe that's been shaken and set still, all the sediment just starts to sink down to the bottom and create a little bit of clarity, a glimmer of openness, a glimmer of light maybe. Right here I have the sunlight just hidden behind the trees, and it's this dappled light coming through. So maybe it's just like that, just a tiny glimmer of light. So you can come up to release or simply stretch the legs out, and we'll find Shavasana now. You could go with the knees bent up or have a rolled blanket underneath the knees. But the most important thing is to just come into complete stillness. And in that stillness, I encourage you to feel the whole of the back of the body on the floor. The touch of the heels, the calves, the backs of the legs, the buttocks, the parts of the spine that are touching the floor and those that are moving away from the floor. The back of the head as it nestles into the earth like warm sand beneath it. The heaviness from the weight of the world on the shoulders can now just slide off down the arms, out through the fingertips, in the same effortless way that a dewdrop rolls off a leaf or a blade of grass. And as you become aware of the whole of the back of the body all at once, you can allow it to soften into the earth a little more. With this sinking and settling, you could imagine yourself walking down a set of stairs, and you take one step and your whole body relaxes. And the next step, and your body sinks a little deeper. The teeth separate, the eyes relax, and you take another step and you sink and shed even another layer of tension, maybe a layer you didn't even know you were holding. And you take another step and sink. And even another step, and your whole body surrenders even further. Such a deep and profound relaxation starts to wash over you, and you think, oh, I couldn't be more relaxed. And then you take another step and drop even deeper still. Drop down, sink, shed. And another step, dropping in. Deep, profound, healing, rejuvenating relaxation. Your whole body so heavy. The next step, your whole body so heavy on the earth, being held, being supported by the earth. You can start to notice all of the feeling of openness and ease that we've cultivated in your body, particularly down the quads, the thighs, maybe through the neck and shoulders. Allowing a feeling of ease. But knowing that this spaciousness, if we don't fill it with what we want, it will fill by default, especially now at this time. So I want you to, this happens in the same way like you move into a house and you've got an empty cupboard there, but after some time this cupboard, it just fills up with junk. So what I need you to do now, what you need to do now, is fill yourself with what you want. What is it you know the best tonic, the best medicine for you right now? Is it peace? Is it love? Is it kindness? And I want you to remember back to a time when you had that in spades. Maybe remember back a memory of that, and just take your mind there now into that resource, that memory of this kindness or joy or love or compassion or whatever the tonic is that you need, and go into that experience and see what you see, notice what you notice, hear what you hear as you remember this time, this positive time. And then imagine taking your hand to a lever or a knob and just turning it up. If it's colorful, make it vibrant and bright. If it's an audio thing, make it surround sound. Just make it as full and rich as you can, and feel it, know it, be it right now as you are in that experience back then, now. Feel it fully, turn it up even more. Drink it in, drink from this experience, and now in this present moment, let it sink into your bones, let it settle into your muscles, and be that right now. Feel that, be that, know that. You are that joy, that ease, that peace, that laughter, that compassion, that kindness. You are that now. And it's nice to amplify it even further by bringing a cheeky grin to your face as you know this in yourself. All is well in yourself right here, right now. And keep that cheeky grin as you maybe bring one hand onto your belly and one hand onto your heart in the middle of the chest, and blessing yourself, blessing this body, this robust, vibrant body of yours, so potent right now. You can allow the breath to start to lengthen and deepen and awaken your body as you feel to maybe stretching long or curling into a little ball, moving to the side and coming on up to a seated position, and feeling that your cup is so full, full to overflowing. Your cup naturally spilleth over, and we can send our blessings out across the planet. You can bring both hands into your heart, and that you've connected to this infinite wellspring of joy, of kindness, of compassion, and that you can, like a saint, just bless the planet with all of this vibrancy, with all of this positivity, and sending it out to your loved ones, to your children, to your parents, to your family, to your friends. May you be happy, may you be healthy. Bless them, bless them. Bless them with your radiance. Namaste to you. Thank you all so much for joining me here, and I'll see you again soon. If you wanted to stick around, you can come into the garden with me if you'd like to. Hi. I need a little drink. Especially those of you who are in apartments and things. I wanted to show you my beautiful garden. So these are luscious, luscious heliconias. Oh. Can you see that? Where is it? There we go. So pretty. And these gingers, oh my God. I know you can't, it's not smell-o-vision, but oh, they just smell so good. And more gingers over here. Oh, here are our pineapples. We actually had 3 of the juiciest, yummiest pineapples come from these plants this summer. It was just beautiful to harvest from your own garden. More gingers. These are gorgeous. And our staghorns here on the trees. Look at them, so beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read your comments at the moment. But I love you, and wishing you just such vibrant health, and I really encourage you to be a pillar of peace in the community, and spread your vibrancy and peace. Just sprinkle that shit everywhere. Namaste, and love and peace to you. I don't know how to turn this off now.